Evanston Red Devil Volleyball is live on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. Follow the team across the state of Wyoming from the Cokeville Invitational in late August all the way through to the state tournament in November. With the opening serve of today's match quickly approaching, let's head to the booth for pregame coverage.
Welcome to Rock Springs High School. Jake Hibbert joining you in an elimination match from the 4A West Regional Tournament on Day 2, the Evanston Lady Red Devils against the Green River Wolves. The winner is on to state and will play at the 3 o'clock third place match. The loser, season over. Last two times these teams have played, it was a 5-set win. The first meeting for Evanston. Second time, a 3-set sweep by Green River. That was just a couple of weeks ago. We are about 5 minutes on the clock from the start of action here tonight. Match number 3 of the tournament. Riverton has just eliminated Jackson. Evanston eliminated the homestanding Rock Springs Tigers in the early 9 a.m. match. We were unable to bring you that one. And a pair of elimination matches coming up. This is the first of 2, Evanston versus Green River. After that, Cody and Riverton will play in an elimination match, and the winners of those two will be the 3rd, 4th place teams. This is Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com, presented by First Bank.
Is laundry one of those chores that drags you down? Let Joe's Modern Cleaners come to your rescue. Take advantage of their wash and fold service. You drop it off and pick it up. The rest is done for you. Or you could take all your clothes to Joe's, load them up into the multiple washers, then dry them in the multiple dryers, and do all 10 loads in the time that it would take you to do 2 at home. Ask about all our other laundry options at Joe's Modern Cleaners, 624 West Cheyenne Drive in the Frontier Square. Take all your clothes to Joe's.
If you're a person who enjoys comfort, affordability, and history, make sure you stay at the Best Western Dunmar Inn the next time you're in Evanston, Wyoming. In 1957, retired FBI agent Jack Dub Mills purchased the 17-unit motel referred to as the Oasis of the West that was frequented by stars like Dolly Parton and Tanya Tucker. Today, when you stay at the Best Western Dunmar Inn, you'll enjoy the history while you relax in one of the 165 ground-level rooms on 10 beautiful acres. Best Western Dunmar Inn. Reserve your rooms today, 307-789-3770.
From Randolph, Utah to the Uinta Mountains, from Lyman to Evanston. Whenever you have plumbing, heating, or air conditioning problems, call Landmark Plumbing and Heating at 307-789-8793. Regular office hours run Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. But we also offer 24/7 emergency service. Do you need a new septic system, water heater, or furnace? You can trust Landmark Plumbing and Heating. Program our number into your phone right now, 307-789-8793. Landmark Plumbing and Heating. When you need us, we'll be there.
Down to 2 minutes and 49 seconds on the clock as both teams have set up on their side of the net to serve it back and forth. Evanston versus Green River, elimination match here in Rock Springs on Day 2 of the 4A West Regional Tournament. Jackson and Rock Springs have already been eliminated in the past. 2 teams out of the 4A West means we're at where we need to be. But there's 8 teams on the west side this time, and only 4 get to state. So one of these teams and one of the next teams between Cody and Riverton will punch their ticket to state. The losers, they join Rock Springs and Jackson. No practice Monday. No nothing. Wait till next year. We'll come back 2 minutes before the opening serve and give you starting lineups for both Green River and Evanston next on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Westar Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
When you run a farm or ranch, you understand how important water is when it comes to your animals. Not only does it matter for the overall health of your animals, but it directly ties to your bottom line. Ellingford Brothers sells cement water troughs and custom-built critter ladders, culverts, head gates, and septic tanks. See how Ellingford Brothers can help you with water options for your farm or ranch. Call today, 307-789-1515. That's 789-1515.
Does your time at the dental office feel like this? Or like this? At Bear River Dental, we do everything we can to help your time at the dental office feel more like this. Call Bear River Dental today at 307-789-5608 to have a dental experience like this. That's Bear River Dental at 307-789-5608. We'll treat you well.
The last time we saw Green River was just a couple of weeks ago, and they seem to have found a bit of a comfort zone with running Katie Banks one rotation at the outside, two in the middle, and then opposite the rotation from her, exactly opposite on the wheel, number 4, senior Maddie Heiser. She plays outside and is a second attacking option when Banks is in the back, and Banks is the top defender on probably either side of the court tonight, a great all-around player. So those two players going opposite each other gave Green River a balanced attack, and their lone setter, Katie Strauss, really had an improved setting performance from the first time that Evanston and Green River played, the second time in that sweep. And if she can get the ball up to both of those hitters today, then Evanston has its hands full. Ashlyn Birch will again be a middle blocker. Raina Finch playing opposite of Heiser in that rotation at outside, and a middle blocker hybrid role there. Katie Strauss, the aforementioned setter, will be opposite the rotation of right side hitter Erica Wilson. And the libero is Mariah Brady. For the Evanston side, the two outsides, Archuleta and Lauren Ellingford. Lauren Ellingford, a junior, Ajahana Archuleta, a senior. At middle blocker, a junior and senior combination as well, senior Kaylee Sharp and junior Rachel Voss. Two right side hitters, and again a senior underclassman makes up a senior freshman with, almost said Caitlin, that's her older sister, Emily Freeland, the freshman, and Natalie Robbins at right side. The libero today for Evanston is Sierra Burley. Defensive specialist will be Corey DeRue and Alexia Leland. And the setters in the 6-2 formation, senior, number 12, Kaylee Critchfield, and Sydney Bound, number 25, also a senior. Those are the starting lineups for both sides. First serve when we return on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on K9 Radio.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
No matter what season of the year it is, when you live in our neck of the woods, you need outdoor power equipment. With quality product lines like Stihl, Toro, and Walker, Superior Rental and Sales has what you need for every season. Everything from homeowner to professional grade products. Plus, when it comes to maintenance, you're covered. Our full-time mechanic is available for tune-ups, maintenance, chain sharpening, whatever you need. Stop in today, Superior Rental and Sales, 371 Prospector Drive here in Evanston.
I think another good name for Matt Rex, the owner of T-Bar S Body Shop in Evanston, would be the Anger Eraser. I came out to the parking lot to find a ding and scratch. I was so angry, I went to T-Bar S Body Shop to get a quote and met Matt Rex. He said they would fix it, and he'd even talk to my insurance company. When I picked up my car, it looked great. No stress, no hassle. Matt's friendliness and quality service erased all my anger. When your car gets bunged up, don't get angry, just let T-Bar fix your car.
Bring your vehicle for service at Rocky Mountain Yeti and feel the difference. It's easy. Visit with one of the friendly service riders and then relax and enjoy hot waffles and ice cream. While you relax Yeti style, your vehicle will be worked on by our experienced mechanics. From regular maintenance to major repairs, we do it all. Have your service work done at Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston and feel the difference. Get Yeti'd today.
Ooh, yeah.
100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. I perform total hip, total knee, and total shoulder replacement. The huge majority of patients of mine that have undergone total joint replacement have been dealing with pain and disability for many years. After joint replacement and recovery, patients are back to doing the activities that they want to do.
Elimination game number 1 between these two teams that just won and eliminated two teams in Rock Springs and Jackson. The opening serve goes to Green River. Taking on Evanston, left side of the net in the red jerseys outside. Katie Banks with a sharp cross attack. Down for the first points, and Katie Banks, a 4-year varsity starter, and as we mentioned, will be playing, as she has settled into in the last couple years of high school, a hybrid role of outside middle blocker depending on where she is in the rotation and what the situation calls for. Katie Banks gets a block. No, that's Ashlyn Birch on the middle block, 2-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. And based on how the rotation's set up today for Green River, it looks like Birch will be a middle on middle or right side for one rotation. She is a middle for one rotation, and then Katie will take the other two. So it'll be a 2-1 setup for Banks again. Katie Banks right through the legs, 5-hold Archuleta, and it's 3-0. Green River getting her in immediately. And if you get Katie Banks involved right away, then that's going to set the tone for the entire match. That was Green River's biggest problem the first time around. We didn't really see much at all of Katie until the third or fourth set. Serve out of bounds makes it 3-1, and Evanston gets its first point. Lauren Ellingford, the opening server, and sends it over. Katie Strauss to the outside. Banks tapes it off and goes back to Archuleta. Aja Hanna with the outside attack. Blocked down. Erica Wilson digs it out. Back set from Birch to Banks. Tips it over the block of Sharp and saved by Critchfield. Ellingford to outside to Archuleta. She hits it long, but there was a touch, and 3-2 is the score. 3-2 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. No video today, just audio of this elimination match for one of these two teams. If Evanston wins, we will be back at 3 o'clock for the third, fourth place matchup. Send over by Archuleta for Evanston. Goes back left side to Heiser. To the outside, Katie Banks is blocked down. She tries to dig it out of the net, but to no avail. Evanston loses the first 3 points and then takes the next 3. It's 3-3, 6 in. Ellingford to serve. High return by Brady, close to the net. Strauss back sets to Wilson. She's blocked by Sharp, and it's inbounds. Evanston riding high on the momentum that they had after being at the brink of elimination against Rock Springs, down 2-1. Started off with a heavy advantage for Evanston, but they closed a big gap in the first set and won just 25-22, then dropped the second and third sets. In the fourth set, they were down for a little while and came back. And then it was a fairly close fifth set throughout, but Evanston did prevail over the homestanding Rock Springs Tigers. Kill by Archuleta makes it 5-3 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Ellingford serves it over to Katie Banks. Strauss will set up Banks, 2 blockers on her. She goes down both of them, and in front of the backline defense in front of Critchfield. It's 5-4. Raina Finch in at outside hitter for Green River. Katie Banks moves to middle blocker and will continue to be that main attacking option, we presume. Ashlyn Birch, the server. And an ace serve off the hands of Archuleta ties us back up at 5-all on the Impact Physical Therapy board, 10 points in. Birch, a multi-year basketball starter, seeing her heaviest minutes in volleyball this year. Critchfield sets up, back sets to Kaylee Sharp, who goes into the net. 2 straight airs for Evanston, 6-5 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Green River takes the lead back after losing it with a 3-0 start. Third serve for Ashlyn Birch. Lofts it over back right side, back left side rather. Archuleta with the return fire hit after the return up, and she goes in front of Birch for the kill, 6-all. Sharp serving. Banks into the back line, serve receive. She still has a rotation left, if not 2. I think she has 2 rotations left in the front row. She gets the outside attack and goes off the hands of Daru. A decent return up. and a pushover by Archuleta. Back to Green River side. To the middle. Banks winds up 2 blockers, attacks after Critchfield, and gets the kill off of the body. They're attacking the setter because that takes the play out of system for Evanston. So in that back right side where they try to hide Critchfield behind the block shadow, if the block isn't working, then she's going to get teed off on it. We'll have a heavy defensive load on the game. 10-foot line roll shot at the middle of the net from Archuleta. Raina Finch will get her first attack. It's tipped at the block and hands of Natalie Robbins. It goes down for Green River, and the Wolves lead at 8-6. Erica Wilson serving for Green River. 2-point advantage in this opening set of an elimination match. Outside to Archuleta, sends it right over the block of Katie Banks. Archuleta out-jumped Banks in that one, hung in the air just a little bit longer, and pulls Evanston to within 1 point. Sydney Bound checks in, the 6-2 formation setter for the Lady Red Devils. Critchfield out as well as Robbins, and we see for the first time the opposite hitter, freshman Emily Freeland. Emily Freeland had a good match in the latter sets of the elimination match today against Rock Springs, and we'll try to continue that success in this one. Katie Banks continuing to attack from the outside in the first rotation, serve-receive, or excuse me, in the serve-receive first attack, and she takes it down for a kill 9-7 on the Impact Physical Therapy board and has the serve. That moves Maddie Heiser, who plays opposite of Banks, into the front line, and she'll play 3 rotations of outside hitter. She did a very fine job attacking against Evanston 2 weeks ago. Emily Freeland lofts it over from the left of net position, and a dump set down by Katie Strauss is just 3 bumps and over for Evanston. So the attack back on for Green River. They send up to Heiser. Down on the blocking hands of Rachel Voss, and first attack, early return. Looking pretty good, Maddie Heiser. 10-7 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Banks with her second serve and a 3-point advantage in the opening set. Near ace, high on the arms of Archuleta. Third just over by Freeland. Green River sets up on the attack. Finch gets blocked, and Rachel Voss credited with the point there. 10-8, Evanston trailing Green River. Archuleta serving. Outside attack from Heiser. Goes to Burley. Ellingford with the right hand. Sends it over the net. Back set to Heiser. Flat-footed attack at the 10-foot line. A kill on the hands of Sierra Burley. And it's 11-8 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Mariah Brady serving in the white libero jersey. Evanston in the reds, Green River in the green, and both the liberos in white jerseys. She sends it into the net. It's 11-9 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Green River on top. Burley serving. Archuleta and Voss both to the bench. Kaylee Sharp in at outside, and a serve, one into the net, followed by one out of bounds, makes it 12-9. Green River back in control of the serve, and the 5-1 setter, Katie Strauss. 5-1 returning, referring to her rotation number for Green River, not her height. Bound sets up to Ellingford. Banks with the return up. Set to Heiser. She goes cross court. Alexia Leland in as a DS. Takes a back set, and Emily Freeland with a good wind up on the shot, and it's a kill for Evanston, 12-10. Robbins and Critchfield both back in. Freeland out, as well as Sydney Bound, Kaylee Critchfield to serve. Looks like they turned the rotation around on the head, so Kaylee Critchfield is the 6th setter instead of the 1st for Green River. Near ace for Critchfield. Middle attack, Birch with the left hand. Dump over by Natalie Robbins. Diving save made by Banks. At the 10-foot line, Birch pushes it over again. Setup. Deep corner push. Banks handles that one on the dump set attempt. To the middle. Birch winds up. Rolls it back to Leland. Good return to the middle of the court. Shoot to the outside. Ellingford winds up again. Banks. Perfect pass. Right to Strauss. Low set though, and Heiser close to over the net. The kill is down, and they say Heiser was in legally. Just keeping a bit of that foot behind the middle line. Point Green River, 13-10. Serve to Maddie Heiser after that kill, and Katie Banks back up into the front row at outside hitter. Kaylee Sharp rolls it over the backline defense, and Erica Wilson just tries to punch it over, goes out of bounds, and Evanston gets the point back on the air. DeRue and Archuleta in for Evanston. Ellingford and Leland to the bench. DeRue to serve. Archuleta joining Robbins and Sharp in the front row. Back middle, Brady with the first touch. Strauss outside to Banks. Down the line, goes after Critchfield. Through the block, good return up. Archuleta has to adjust on the setup. And Green River with the attack. Back to Banks, and she crosses it right at Aja, 14-11. 3-point advantage for the Green River Wolves. Winner is into state next week at the Casper Event Center. Ashlyn Birch serving. Into the net. Net serves have been a problem for both of these teams this year. They've been a problem when they've played each other. And continuing early on in this first set, this is the first time today Green River has played. This is Evanston's second game. Heiser, not a good return on the serve receive. Banks, no. Heiser calls off Banks and sends it over. Set up from Critchfield to Archuleta. Sharp cross, just inbounds and right through the defense. 14-13, Evanston within 1 point. Scoreboard today brought to you by Impact Physical Therapy and Every Day for the last 3 years. Sharp serving, just over the net, close to an ace. Heiser dives to make a save up on it. Banks goes back middle on the attack, handled up. Shoot to the outside, and Archuleta rolls it over the line. Into the net on the return by Strauss. And Evanston has tied it up. 14-14 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Green River goes to Banks on the first touch. Sent over the net. Finch gets it back over onto Evanston's side. Archuleta cross to the middle. Heiser to Strauss to Banks and over on 3 bumps. Evanston with a good setup. They fake the middle to the outside and not a great attack. No, I guess it works. It's a high loft as Archuleta's laughing at it. She did not get a good return up on that play, but it lofted over, and Evanston takes a 1-point advantage. That forces a Green River timeout, and we'll be back in 30 seconds on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNY and 99.1 FM.
It's important to feel like you belong. At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we understand the value of connection. When you become a member, you join our family. You become an owner of a not-for-profit financial organization, and your success becomes our success. We give back to our members by offering lower loan rates, fewer fees, higher yields, and more products and services. Become a member of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today, and let's work together to reach your financial goals. We're a caring partner here for you. Member NCUA.
15-14 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard as we welcome you back to Rock Springs High School elimination match in the 4A West Regional Tournament, Evanston versus Green River. Set number 1, Evanston holds a 1-point advantage, 29 points in, and holds the serve. Kaylee Sharp sends it over back right side to Mariah Brady. Strauss sets up to the back line as Heiser goes off the hands of Ajahana Archuleta for the kill on the back line attack. 15-15 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Serve to Erica Wilson, the right side hitter. Wilson, a senior for Green River. Had a gruesome arm break as a sophomore and has come back to play varsity for the last 2 years from that injury. Wilson gets a good return up outside. Finch is blocked again, this time by Natalie Robbins. Strauss to the middle. Banks with the left hand. His block goes off her shoulder, and Evanston has to again return it. It's saved by Green River. A long attack by Natalie Robbins gives Green River the point on a crazy play. It went off the shoulder of Katie Banks. Any part of the body is in if it stays up. And then it was sent back over on a second hit from the back line. I think that was Maddie Heiser sending it over. Green River up by 1. Critchfield to Archuleta, again rolls it over the block, and the backline defense may need to scoot up, and at that point then Archuleta can start to go back and swing a little bit more. It's 16 all on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Serve for Sydney Bound, close to an ace, return back to Bound. Outside from Freeland, Archuleta into the net on the attack attempt, 17-16. Green River back up a skinny point. Banks serving. Little hop serve over by Katie. DeRue bump set to Freeland, who swings that right arm over Strauss to a big setup from Heiser off the block. Set up and picked up by DeRue. Archuleta with the left hand to the donut hole. Kill for the Red Devils. 17 all on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Goes back to Ajahana on the serve. Archuleta set up and sends it deep. 17 all on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Middle attack, and Raina Finch with the kill over the hands of Ellingford. 18-17 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Green River on the advantage. Mariah Brady serving. Last attempt went into the net. This one over and in, back middle to Burley. Bound to Ellingford, 8 feet off the net. And a bad return. That results in a point for Evanston, 18-18. Burley the server. Just squeaks it over. Her last attempt was near as well. Right side attack, and Archuleta runs the slide to perfection with Katie Strauss. It's 19-18. Big attempt and big swing and attack by Ashlyn Birch. Katie Strauss serving and puts Erica Wilson into the front line. Outside to Ellingford. She winds up, gets a big swing on it, and point as Katie Banks tries to chase it down but cannot for the Red Devils. 19 all on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Critchfield serving. Had a near ace her last attempt. This one returned to the back right side. Strauss to Banks in the back line into the net. Evanston up 20-19. It's been a back and forth affair, set count wise for Green River and Evanston, but more importantly in scores of all the sets, most of the sets at least. Tandem attack and a touch over by Heiser is out of bounds. Evanston takes a 2-point advantage on the Impact Physical Therapy board, 21-19. Critchfield continuing to serve. Opened up a 2-point lead for the Devils. Make it 3 with the ace off of Katie Banks. 22-19. Coach Shantz takes her second time out of the set. We'll be back in 30 on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Bring your vehicle for service at Rocky.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
Evanston opening up a 22-19 lead on the Impact Physical Therapy board late in the first set. It was Green River with a 3-point lead at 12-9. All those points ago, 2 timeouts ago for Green River. That the final one by Coach Shantz. Green River in the serve receive have 4 set up. Katie Strauss in the far right side as the setter being defended. Kaylee Critchfield lofts it just over on a let serve. Sliding return by Heiser, and the attack to Wilson from the left to net. Critchfield with the first bump, goes to Burley, and Ellingford winds up and swings at it. Pancake up, 1, 2, and over. Kaylee Sharp sends it over. Dig out of the net, and no third attack, and Evanston leading 23-19 on one and then two digs out of the net, but no chance for a third to actually send it over for Green River. The Red Devils leading by 4. Critchfield serves to Banks. Strauss to the outside. Wilson touches it over. Good roll by Kaylee Sharp to back up. Ellingford's blocked. Leland's there to defend it. Quick set to the middle. Mariah Brady's there. Outside, Heiser winds up, goes off the hands of Kaylee Sharp and then off the body of Leland, 23-20. Green River tried to climb back into a set that they led most of the way. The server is Raina Finch. No, that's Maddie Heiser, rather. Outside attack, and Sharp nearly sends it down. Zero attack after all that. 3 and over, and a Banks attack is just out of bounds. 24-20. Sierra Burley was about to return that, and then she pulled off, and as soon as she did, she looked down to Corey DeRue sitting on the bench and pointed at her. Corey, getting high fives from the coaches, clearly must have called that one out. And the final point goes Evanston's way on 4 hits for Green River. Evanston comes back from down throughout much of the set to win at 25-20 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. This is a First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNY and 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
If you had a toothache, would you see a foot doctor? Or would you go to the dermatologist to have a baby? Of course not. When your vehicle needs service, take it to the best qualified mechanics. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, our technicians are GM certified service experts. They're trained to know every inch of your vehicle. Don't trust your vehicle to just anyone. Have all your service done at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live. Uintah County School District No. 1 has been committed to excellence since its beginning in 1870. This commitment is not only reflected in student education, but in our school buildings and facilities over the years. The staff at Uintah County School District No. 1 works hard to provide clean, comfortable, and safe learning environments for student learning. No matter what department you're working with, at Uintah County School District No. 1, you will always find us striving for the pathway to excellence.
When it comes to shopping online, you definitely want to put thelumberyard.com on your list of favorites. You'll save time and money by visiting thelumberyard.com first. You'll find a huge selection of inventory to choose from. We've got everything you need for any of your home, yard, or shop projects. Get excellent prices and quick delivery when you shop at thelumberyard.com. We are part of the local community, plus we ship all over the United States. Log on today to see what all the excitement is about.
Throughout life, we celebrate the important milestones with jewelry, like graduation with a class ring, a watch for Father's Day, wedding sets for the bride and groom, a strand of pearls for your sweet 16, mother's rings to celebrate family. Commemorate these milestones working side by side with your personal jeweler at Sievers Jewelers. When you want to say, I want this moment to last forever, say it with Sievers. Sievers Jewelers on Main Street in downtown Evanston.
Second set here from Rock Springs High School. Evanston taking the first 25-20 over Green River. This is an elimination match. Rock Springs and Jackson have already been sent out. Either Evanston, Green River, or Cody, Riverton, each of those two will be headed home as well. Katie Banks starts off with an attack that goes out of bounds for the first point of the second set, Evanston's way, 1-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Evanston was at the brink of elimination this morning against Rock Springs. They found something working, and after that first set win over Green River, they're playing very loose. Return over the net, back to Green River's side. Wilson will set up to the middle. Birch goes over, and a diving save to set it over by Sharp. Ashlyn Birch sends it through the middle. There was one blocker on her. To the outside, Ellingford with the left hand. Diving save by Strauss. Birch with the setup. Roll shot over by Banks. Archuleta with the first touch up. Tied at the net. Quick set to Sharp, and a carry on Kaylee will give Green River the point. The biggest difference that I've seen between these two teams being Evanston, the team that was in the first couple sets and then latter sets and now against Green River, the way they've been able to get digs up on just broken plays, just getting balls over, and even setting up some attacks on them. Their attacks have been more dangerous today than we've seen maybe all season long. I heard they were pretty good yesterday against Cody for the first couple of sets as well. Outside to Ellingford and off the hands of Katie Strauss. 2-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy board on the kill for Lauren Ellingford. It's been hard to get the ball down on Evanston, though, on just some crazy bumps and over. We haven't really seen that, especially not in the last few weeks of the regular season. Ellingford to serve, 1-point lead and a 1-set-to-none lead. High return by Brady and a lift called on Strauss trying to toe the net. 3-1 Evanston. Winner of this game plays in a scheduled 3 o'clock game for third place against either Cody or Riverton, and served just out of bounds by a hair. 3-2 ends the run for Ellingford. She comes out replaced by Sierra Burley, who is the libero this set. Or no, she's the DS this set. She was the libero last set. Corey DeRue, the libero this set. Wow, switching them. Either very late or by the set. Attack from the middle. Kaylee Sharp with the attack down and the point for Evanston. 4-2 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Kaylee Sharp, the server for Evanston. Outside, Banks winds up, still looking for that first kill. Goes off the hands of Natalie Robbins and gets it. 4-3. Banks serves after the point to the middle. Critchfield to Archuleta. One punch up, a second not up. 5-3 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Back in to serve and into the contest for the first time this set. Sydney Bound, as well as Emily Freeland at right side. Bound the setter. Heiser tips it over the block. Bound gets a touch up on it. Outside to Archuleta. Pancake not ruled up on the attempt by Banks. 6-3 Evanston. Bound serving. Near ace. Set from Strauss to the middle. Finch is blocked. Banks to Heiser on the roll shot over. Attacks for Green River just not hitting home right now, and Archuleta with the most recent recipient of a hard hit on a good setup. 7-3 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Watching the Evanston attackers, it's scary when they approach the net. Green River just hasn't had the same effect since the first few points, at least the first half of the first set. Strauss sets up to Heiser. She takes a long approach and gets it off the hands of Freeland. She came from about 30 feet out, it felt like she was all the way back at that brick wall just running with a full head of steam. Puts Mariah Brady, who's playing a lot more libero than I've seen her play all year long in the couple of meetings against Evanston. Outside, Emily Freeland misses on it, goes into the net. 7-5, 2 straight points for Green River. Brady, the libero, serving. Archuleta to bound, back set to Archuleta. She's blocked, and 4 hits as it was just a lasso. Send it back on the rubber band top of the tape hit. 7-6. Evanston leading by 1. Lofting serve. Pulls Archuleta up to the front. She still gets an attack on the outside. Goes off the hands of the would-be blocker, Birch. Strauss to Heiser. Has to adjust on that set, but goes sharp cross off of the hands of Archuleta, and Green River has tied it. Just 14 points in, but Green River was down 7-3, and they've gone on a 4-0 run, and it was at the second set in a couple of matches where Green River's been able to take control. It was in the first set the last time Evanston and Green River played. We have a slide for Emily Freeland. She finds a line shot just inbounds to take the lead back. Where Green River was down, I think they were 12-9 or something, and then they ended up taking a 17-12 lead in that first set, and that was kind of it from that point forward. Archuleta over to Banks, not a good return. Banks, third pit, hit over onto Evanston's side. Ellingford off the hands of Strauss, and in for the point, 9-7 Evanston. Archuleta serving. First attack, another long attack by Heiser, and she needs that long approach, not the tallest outside, far from it, but she goes off the arms this time of Rachel Voss for the point. 9-8. Sydney bound to Ellingford, blocked. No. Yes, no, no. Stays down on Green River's side, 10-8 Evanston. Corey DeRue serving. Bad return by Brady, sent over the net, and a touchdown by Ellingford. Makes it 11-8. Not sure, the timeouts did not help Green River last set, but we may be getting close to one in set number 2. Banks not having a great passing set so far. Heiser off the block of Sharp, though. Maddie getting it working in the second, unlike what she could get in the first. 11-9, and that was really the difference in that 3-set sweep by Green River when they got it over Evanston, was Heiser as that second attacking option when Banks got out of the front line. Katie's moved into the front line here, and Ellingford will have to punch it over on a Sharp cross. 3 bumps and over for Green River. Banks was the one making a pretty good save on that play. Ellingford into the net on the attack, and the Wolves are within 1. Heiser on the serve over. Bound to the middle and blocked by Banks. Kaylee Sharp rejected on the attack, 11-all. As Green River crawls back and will look to take the lead here, Heiser serving. She serves straight away center, a hop serve. Fake to the middle, to the right side. What a swing by Emily Freeland. She's had a few swings today and lately for the Lady Red Devils as a freshman. That show you signs of what's to come in the next year or so. Comes out after that attack. Kaylee Critchfield, the server. 1-point lead for the Devils. Critchfield just over the net and nearly an ace off of Heiser. Banks returns fire on the backside. Also almost a kill for her. Into the net. Ellingford losing her swing a little bit as of late. Green River and Evanston tied at 24. Or tied 24 in at 12 apiece. Serve for Birch. Set to the right side. Ellingford lofts it over the block. Couple of saving jumps up and an attack by Finch has it on Evanston's side. Ellingford still trying to find that attack. This time gets it over, returned over the net. Ellingford with the first touch. Outside, no right side to Natalie Robbins. Diving play made by Heiser. Birch to Banks on a bump over behind the back. Set to the middle. Kaylee Sharp places the ball. She got called for a carry last time. This one ruled legal, and it's 13-12 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Sierra Burley serving. Ellingford out as well as Alexia Leland. Archuleta up into the front line. She had a very powerful and game-changing first set. Had a great run when she was in that rotation, or up in the front line in her rotations in the start of the second set as well. Banks gets blocked, and Green River weathers the storm and sends it over. Back to the middle. Katie Banks. No, Maddie Heiser can't handle the attack by Kaylee Sharp, and Evanston back up by 2, 14-12. Timeout taken by Green River. They trail 14-12 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Evanston still has not taken a timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNY 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
You're in good hands when you choose Dr. Stosage and Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties for dental implants and wisdom tooth extractions. They work with passion and focus. They use techniques and technologies that are modern and precise. With 2 decades of experience, their skills are highly specialized. If you need teeth extractions or dental implants placed, come see Dr. Stosage or Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties, 50 Park Road, or call us at 307-789-9034.
Welcome back to Rock Springs High School. Evanston leading 1-0, 14-12 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Evanston with a 2-point lead, forcing a timeout taken by Green River. Burley sends it over, backside to Mariah Brady. Raina Finch to Banks on the attack over. Loft off the hands of Kaylee Sharp. And it's with a 1-point game on the attack by Banks, going down for the point. 14-13 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Evanston still up in the set count, after nearly facing elimination this morning against Rock Springs, down 2-1. Coming back to win the 4th and 5th sets. Outside to Archuleta. Not a perfect setup, and it's a block by Katie Banks that ties the game up at 14 all on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Erica Wilson, the server for Green River. Long and inbounds. Whoa! Whoa! That was in the line, and it was called out after initially being ruled in, and then the back line judge said, oh, no, it's going out. So Evanston gets the point there. Very, very close one. It looked like it hit the line. 15-14 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Outside to Banks. She's blocked in bounds by Rachel Voss. 16-14 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Kaylee Sharp serving. Ace by Sharp. Wafted right through 3 would-be returners. Heiser, Wilson, and Brady all whiffed at it. 3-point lead, and Sharp serving again. Heiser on the return. Strauss to the outside. Banks goes back line on it. Burley dives down and makes the play. Archuleta backs up on a set, gets a first touch up. Strauss back set to the middle. Katie Banks out of bounds. They want to touch, Green River does, and they get it. 17-15, the touch goes in, and it's a 2-point differential. Back to Green River, Katie Banks serving. Lofting serve over. Critchfield back sets to Robbins. Deep push on the corner. Outside to Heiser. She attacks. Goes to Archuleta. Heiser back and a bump set over on the line. Onto Evanston's side. Close set to the line. Left-handed push and returned over the net by Strauss and out of bounds. 18-15 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Evanston with a 3-point lead. Sydney Bound back to serve. Bound sends it back to Brady. Banks on the setup. Goes to Heiser. Rolls it down back middle. Burley to Bound. Outside Archuleta off the hands of Strauss. Saved up by Green River, but they still have to get it over the net. A 2-handed set over by Heiser. Archuleta knocks it off the tape. There was no touch. It went out of bounds, and it's point Green River. It looked like there would be a touch at the point of attack, and I think Evanston's ruling for it, but I had a pretty good angle, and it went right through the blockers, and it bounced off that top of the tape, looking like it kind of ricocheted and then fell out of bounds. So Evanston leads it by 2, but they take a timeout following that play to calm their players down. We'll be back in 30 seconds as well on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Hello all, Dr. Dog here. I want to talk to you about PepMinerals.com. By merging the highest quality veterinary grade ingredients with highly advanced mineral technology, PepMinerals.com produces the most innovative pet supplements on the market. The supplements focus on specific needs like hip and joint, digestive, and overall diet. You and I both know a healthy pet is a happy pet. Show your pets how much you care. Order them supplements today at PepMinerals.com.
18-16 on the Impact Physical Therapy board as we welcome you back to Green River. Welcome you back to Rock Springs, where Evanston is taking on Green River in an elimination match. Evanston holding a lead in this set and holding a 1-0 lead. Green River getting the most recent point with the serve over to Evanston's side. Outside to Archuleta. She goes off 2 blockers. Heiser jumps into the stands to make a save and banks over on the play. On to Evanston's side, Sydney Bound misses on a setup to Archuleta. She dives down and gets it in the donut hole, though, and Green River is able to get it back onto Evanston's side. Back set from Bound to Freeland. Hard hit, back at Banks. Strauss gets the second set up. Our Heiser is blocked, but it goes out of bounds off the hands of Freeland. And Green River's within 1 point, 18-17 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Mariah Brady on the serve still. Over and in, goes to Archuleta. Set up from Bound from across the net. She goes over 2 blockers on a loft play. Brady with the first touch. Heiser on the attack. Cross quarter. Burley high up into the rafters. Bound is able to weather it. Goes through on the block by, on the attack by Archuleta through the hands of Strauss. Green River on a return attack. Cross court. Daru keeps it in play. Bound on the bump over. Back to Brady. Strauss sets up to the middle. Wind up and Birch is blocked by Voss. 19-17 Evanston. Archuleta into the net on the serve. Puts it back at a 1 point contest, 19-18 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Leland will replace Aja. Strauss serving for Green River. Near ace. Third hit just over by Leland, but out of bounds. So an effective ace there, 19-19. Green River ties it back up. Second serve for Katie Strauss. Just inbounds, goes to Leland. A good pass over to Bound. Set up, and Ellingford with a hard hit down. 20-19 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Ellingford been hitting as well in this game at times as we've seen all season long, going back to maybe the first couple weeks of the season. Looked like her confidence may have been shaken at some point, and she's got it back today. Strauss, high set up to Heiser, over 2 blockers. Daru with a pancake up. Keeps it in place, set over by Ellingford. Strauss to Heiser. She goes line. This time past Daru, and it's tied up at 20. Corey Daru with 1 great play, but could not get a second one. Her confidence not shaken. She's dancing as she gives Emily Freeland a high five after that. All tied up. Maddie Heiser back to serve means Katie Banks up into the front line for Green River. Middle set to Banks is just a roll shot over to the donut hole. Diving play made by Ellingford. Heiser cannot make an attack play over on the send by Bound, and Green River trails by 1, 20-21. Natalie Robbins and Critchfield both in for the Red Devils. Robbins in at right side. Ellingford at outside in her final rotation, and 1 rotation after this left for Kaylee Sharp. Critchfield the server. 1 point lead late in the second set. Brady with the first hit up. Bump set by Strauss over to Banks. All alone out on an island. Goes cross court. Returned by Ellingford. Lauren on the return attack. Off the hands of Ashlyn Birch for the point. 22-20 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Evanston on top of Green River. Evanston took a 2-0 set lead to Cody yesterday and then dropped the next 3 to get to this point. Ace by Critchfield, 23-20. So even if you get up 2-0 as Green River takes its final timeout, Evanston will need to make a concerted point to not get complacent here. Winner advances to state and plays in the third fourth place match at 3 o'clock. 23-20 Evanston up on the Impact Physical Therapy board on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
(23-20) on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Kaylee Critchfield serving for Evanston with the lead, set count and tally-wise in the second. Let serve over off the head of Katie Banks. Could have been a double hit if it was called that way. On to Evanston's side. Ellingford's blocked by Erica Wilson. 23-21. Gives Green River the serve back, down by 2. It's Ashlyn Birch. Attack for Ellingford off the hands of Wilson. And down for the point set, point number 1 for the Red Devils, 24-21. Ellingford started it with the serve in the set for Evanston. Has it here. Strauss to the backside. Heiser is blocked. It was a touch on Sharp. Tip over by Banks onto Evanston's side. Set from Ellingford to Archuleta. Sharp cross, return back over the net. Raina Finch with it. To end it, Kaylee Sharp does so on the quick set from Critchfield. And Evanston takes a 2-0 lead on the Impact Physical Therapy board in the set count. 1 set away from advancing to Casper next week for the state tournament.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Have you been saying no to wearing your jewelry because of a missing stone, a broken chain, or a ring that's just too small? Or are you interested in redesigning your ring altogether? Jeff at Seavers Jewelers can repair or create almost all jewelry at extremely competitive prices. Jewelry is supposed to be worn. Bring it to Seavers Jewelers today for a free cleaning and any repairs it might need. Say yes to wearing your jewelry. Say it with Seavers. Seavers Jewelers on Main Street in downtown Evanston.
The Lumberyard in Evanston, Wyoming is your local IFA dealer. The Lumberyard has tons of animal feed lines and accessories to help with your farm and ranch. Since 1923, IFA has worked to manufacture and distribute the highest quality products to the agricultural community. The Lumberyard has partnered with IFA to develop product lines based on customer need. We won't sell you something that doesn't make you successful. Visit us online or at the Lumberyard today, your local IFA dealer, 400 Front Street in Evanston.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires and offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
Possible final set of the season for Green River upcoming. They will have the opening serve, and it goes to Ashlyn Birch. Evanston leading 2-0 on the count. Evanston on the left side of the net, feeling confident after coming back from near death this morning in the 9 a.m. match against the homestanding Rock Springs Tigers. After that, there's been a free and easy feeling about this Lady Red Devils team. Ellingford with the power attack. She has not swung at that ball like that all season long. And Evanston all around congratulating her after that attack. She gets the opening serve for the Lady Red Devils, 1-0. Something's changed with her. Sends it over on the serve up. Strauss to the back line. Finch goes to Ellingford. Bump from Burley. She's the libero in this third set. And a kill from Archuleta on a dump set over back right corner. 2-0 Red Devils. So they are going set by set between Burley and DeRue. I thought my eyes didn't deceive me. I thought I wasn't crazy. And without video, I don't have anyone back at home to say, hey, am I crazy or not? They're relying on me to tell them what's going on. So, yeah, Burley back in as libero in the third set. She returns it over the net, goes to Brady, who returns it right at the net. Bump over by Strauss. Picked by Critchfield. Bump set from Burley. Outside to Archuleta at the middle. Strauss, return up. Set from Wilson. Low to Banks. And Natalie Robbins makes the saving play. Bump set from Critchfield. Goes to Sharp at the middle. Brady to Strauss. She's got options. Ends up at the middle. And Banks tight. But Kaylee Critchfield's right there on the return up. Outside rollover. And Archuleta sends them on a run over on the backside. Hit it where they ain't. And Maddie Heiser can't chase it down. It's 3-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Outside to Banks. Picked up easy for Ellingford. Archuleta on the windup. She goes off the hands of Katie. 4-0 Red Devils. Ellingford continuing to serve. Out of bounds by a hair. First point for Green River in quite some time. 4-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. A third place matchup upcoming and most likely a rematch with Cody, who they held a 2-0 set lead yesterday for the right to be that third seed. 5-1 on a kill by Archuleta. That would be estimated at 3 o'clock scheduled time, but we're probably behind that as this next match. At 1:30 right now is the time. This next match ahead of us, Cody Riverton, was supposed to start at 1:30, so that puts us probably back at about 3:30, at least for a start time. And if that game goes long, then we're even farther back. And double hit by Green River. It looks like the wheels are falling off this Wolves team, but if they were able to come back and get a set or two or maybe force a fifth, then that would put us significantly behind schedule. Kaylee Sharp serving with a 6-1 lead. High return up, goes to Strauss. Outside, Katie Banks down the line through the block and point Banks. 6-2 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. The last time these two teams faced each other in an elimination match was 2014 in Green River. And Green River won the contest over Evanston in 4 sets. Critchfield to the right side, Natalie Robbins rolls it over the net. Strauss to Heiser, down the line, and good attack from Maddie Heiser at 6-3. Seniors on that team, I'm not sure I can name them all, but I know Lexi Bound, Kaylee Horton, Allie Barker. Let's see, there's probably some more there that I'm forgetting right now offhand. But that's a few of them right there. You never know when you're playing your last game and it comes up on you suddenly. That's the situation some of these Green River Wolves are facing right now, as Katie Banks gets an outstanding hit and finds the back line, as the Wolves, having that very feeling Evanston had this morning against Rock Springs, has suddenly turned around and got some momentum. 6-4 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Jesse Mitchell on that team, a senior as well. I got most of them, maybe half of them maybe. Maddie Heiser on a touchdown 50-50 ball. 6-5 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Banks serving to tie it. So the wheels had fallen off. Now they've been reattached for Green River. Still down 2-0 in the count and down by 1 point. Outside Heiser to tie it. Noah blocked by Voss. Keeps it in play though. Back to the middle. Tip over by Finch. Diving save made by DeRue. Back set from Critchfield to Robbins. Down on the donut hole. And it's 7-5. Sydney Bounds serving for the Red Devils. Critchfield and Robbins out. Emily Freeland in at right side hitter. Bound over, goes to Brady. Heiser on the attack, she's blocked. Back to Strauss and back to Heiser on the attack. Inbounds! I think that one was out, but it was ruled in. And Green River back within 1 point, 7-6 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Mariah Brady serving. Just over, back right side. Bump set from Bound to Freeland. Sharp cross. Heiser handles it. Back set from Birch to Strauss. Running opposite there as Strauss gets the left-handed slap over. Archuleta on the windup. Nearly a kill. Returned at the net. Voss touches it down, but it's still picked up by Birch. Double hit and an easy call for Katie Strauss. 8-6 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Archuleta serving. Puts Lauren Ellingford back into the front line for the Red Devils, and right now that is a very, very, very good thing the way she's been hitting. Strauss from the back line to Banks, and she gets a strong attack on it. Banks possibly playing her last high school volleyball game, and even set at that, doing everything in her power to make that not the case. Katie Strauss serving. Just over the net. Ellingford wants the attack. The set's not great. She goes with the left hand, slaps it over. Probably could have been a lift call there. Strauss to the middle. Ashlyn Birch touches over 2 blockers. Saved by Burley and a touch by Ellingford over. Strauss to Wilson. On the setup to Birch at the middle. Wow, what a power attack by Ashlyn Birch to tie it all up at 8 apiece. Katie Strauss back to serve. Erica Wilson in at right side hitter. Birch at middle still, and Heiser in her final rotation at outside. To the right side, it's Rachel Voss on a sharp cross going to Strauss. Wilson sets up to Heiser. She goes through 2 blockers and a diving save made by Leland. Set up from Bound and an attack by Ellingford knocked out of bounds. 9-8, Evanston back up. Sierra Burley lofts over, goes to Katie Banks at the middle. Ashlyn Birch with the touch up. Bound, back set, wow, over the net by Ellingford. Strauss to Heiser, off 2 blockers, out of bounds on the attack and no touch. Point Evanston, 10-8 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Outside, Heiser, cross quarter, behind the back, and Leland cannot make a play on it. Sent behind her back there, 10-9 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Katie Banks up into the front row. Heiser serving. Leland, first touch up, Bound. Bump set to Leland, she'll bump it over. Heiser, back to Strauss, good pass. Finds Banks on the outside, off 2 blockers and off the hands of Freeland. We're knotted back up, 20 points in. Heiser continuing to serve, and an ace off the hands of Ellingford, 11-10. Evanston trailing for the first time all set. They haven't trailed, I don't believe, since the first set. Strauss to Banks, over 2 blockers, sent back over by Freeland, but a lift called on that send. 12-10 Green River. Heiser trying to keep this run going. Green River's found some magic late, facing elimination. Ellingford down on the line, just inbounds. Point to give that back to the 1-point deficit for Evanston, 12-11. Sierra Burley will hand it off to Kaylee Critchfield to serve. Switch the setters and outsides. Setters and right sides, rather. Natalie Robinson at right side. Ellingford in her final rotation at outside. Strauss to Banks. Whoa, power attack, but handled by Critchfield. Robbins tips over 2 blockers. Banks gets a bump up on it, then to Birch, and then on the right side, Wilson pushes it deep. Corner for a kill. 13-11. This Green River team looking a whole lot like how Evanston looked against Rock Springs in the 4th set this morning. Almost said yesterday, just this morning when their season was facing elimination. Things started working a little bit more with desperation and the season on the line. Kaylee Critchfield's caught in the net on an attempted dig out, and it's 14-11. Evanston trailing by 3 to Green River. Timeout by the Red Devils. We'll take one as well. This is the First Bank presentation of Evanston Volleyball on KNY and 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
1 in 5 Americans suffer from allergies found in.
I was listening to you. I was just having to figure out where I was going on my ads.
307 service experts can clean the ductwork in your home and improve your indoor air quality. On average, over 15,000 house fires annually cause 300 injuries and 30 deaths, started because of clogged dryer vents. 307 service experts can clean your ductwork, making it safer. Whatever you need, whenever you need it. 307 service experts, just one call to fix it all. 307-789-6716.
Welcome back to Rock Springs High School. Ashlyn Birch on the serve with a 3-point lead, 14-11 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Critchfield to Sharp to get the run back in Evanston's favor, and she does that, 14-12. Let's serve over by Bound. Ace for Evanston, 14-13. Evanston within 1 point after falling down by a couple. Strauss to the outside, and Banks tips it over for the kill. Nice play by Katie. And that keeps Green River on top, 15-13 in this third potential elimination set for the Wolves. Green River's got a pretty basic, straightforward task, certainly not an easy task laid out in front of them. 3 sets in a row. Evanston, a little bit less daunting, one of the next 3. Outside to Archuleta, close to a lift there, lofts it over. Banks at the middle, down, and Katie's getting on top of the ball like we haven't seen her since the first set, and halfway through the first set at that. 16-13 Green River. Erica Wilson on the serve. 3-point advantage. She sends it into the net. Cuts it down to 2. Serve goes back Evanston's way. They're left of the net. Winners into state, losers season is over. Kaylee Sharp serving. Just over goes to Banks. Strauss to Katie on the outside. Goes over 2 blockers and a whiff by Voss on the return attempt. 17-14 Green River. Serve back to Banks, so on Heiser. In the front line with Katie. Strauss still in the front row for another rotation as a setter. Playing on the right side. It's really on Heiser to get some attacks down for Green River. Good opportunity for Evanston to try to close the gap and maybe close out this contest. But Maddie Heiser on her first attack goes through the block and makes it 18-14 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Katie Banks, second serve, 4-point lead for the Wolves. Burley, pass to Critchfield. She sets it over the net and is called for an illegal back row, or an illegal setter attack. As she is a backline player, so an illegal back row attack on Critchfield. It's 19-14. Evanston will take a timeout. Green River, with all the momentum, facing elimination. not from this tournament, but from the rest of the season. On this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNY and 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
If you haven't seen the huge selection of furniture and appliances at Kazine's, you've got to stop by. Is your mattress old and lumpy? We sell mattresses. Has your dishwasher quit doing its job? We carry a full line of kitchen appliances. Does your living room furniture look like it started out in your great Aunt Vi's house? We've got you covered. At Kazine's, you'll find great prices and everything you need to furnish your home inside and out. Stop in today. Kazine's, 800 Front Street, Evanston.
(19-14) in favor of the Green River Wolves, facing elimination down 2-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard as we welcome you back to day 2 of the regional tournament in Rock Springs. After this, it's Riverton Cody. The winner of this match will face the winner of that match. The losers, I guess they could go face each other, but the season's over officially. Critchfield sets up to Archuleta, left-handed punch over, return back over by Verena Finch. Back set from Critchfield to Robbins, deflected at the net and called into the net. Maddie Heiser, I believe, called into the net there. And Point Evanston out of the break. 19-15 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Sydney Bound serving. Wind up by Maddie Heiser. A defense by Burley and 3 and over for the Red Devils. Good save and a bad setup for Green River. Heiser has to send it over with the left hand. Archuleta winds up, goes off the block. High return going in the rafters, and Green River cannot figure out where it's coming down. It plops down untouched. 19-16. 2 straight points for Evanston out of the timeout. Bound over to Brady. Strauss to Heiser. She's blocked. And Brady shinks it. 19-17. 3 in a row for Evanston. Green River has, the scoreboard says no, one timeout left. It says Green River has 1 timeout left, and that's the last timeout. Evanston's used both of theirs. Banks, high return up. Goes to Strauss, to Heiser. It's another bad set. Diving play made by Bound, though, as it was kind of a tricky attack by Heiser. Back to Green River's side. Strauss to the middle. Finch tips it over the block. Diving play made by DeRuin, sent over on the second hit by Rachel Voss. Heiser off 2 blockers, and Archuleta can't figure out the trajectory of it. 19-17 becomes 20-17 Green River. Mariah Brady, the libero, serving. DeRuta Bound to Archuleta on the first attack. Down for the point. She went over the hands. I could see Ashlyn Birch's fingertips just getting grazed on that attack. Again, she skied over the block, and Archuleta has the serve following that attack. Goes back right side. Brady to Strauss. Not a great setup, and Heiser was kind of has to adjust her attack line. Ellingford with 4 hits as she missed on the net. 21-18. Green River still with the lead. A long road to hoe yet for Green River if they can pull off this set victory. They have to come out and win another best to 25 on rally scoring, and then 1-15. Evanston can take this one, the next one, or the one after that, but they did blow a 2-0 set lead yesterday. Emily Freeland gets a point back on a middle attack to make it 21-19 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. As expected, it's getting very close here in elimination time, as one of these teams' season will be over within the next hour, if not sooner. Tee off for Ashlyn Birch on a high return over the net by Evanston, makes it 22-21, but they just messed up the scoreboard. And no, they didn't. It was a net touch on Green River. So that made it 21-20. So take that away. A net touch gives Evanston the point, and it's 21-20. Ashlyn Birch with 4 hits. She missed the net. 21-21. Alexia Leland into the game. Sierra Burley serving. Tied up. Third set. Strauss to Heiser. And she whiffs. Evanston back on top. Final timeout taken by Green River here. Their season down to its final 3 points. This is a First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Receive the best service in the industry when you lease or purchase office equipment from the professional, friendly staff at Mountain West Business Solutions. With a guaranteed quick turnaround time, we will save you money, time, and energy with quality products and customer service that is unmatched in the industry. Serving customers in Wyoming and Utah, Mountain West Business Solutions is a local company with a toll-free number, 866-583-9925. Call us today.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
Evanston wins 25-23 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. In thrilling fashion in the final, Lauren Ellingford hits a shot down the line to conclude the match. And let's give you your Red Devil recap. We'll hold off on that till the end of the day. Evanston 2-0 on the day. They have qualified for state. They will play in the third place match against either Cody or Riverton in the neighborhood of about 3:30 to 3:45, probably depending on how this contest goes. Cody versus Riverton next. We will be back on air about probably 3:30, 3:45-ish for that third place match. Evanston versus either Cody or Riverton. Until then, we'll send you back to music on KNYN 99.1 FM, and we'll put stream up momentarily, setting you up for that match coming up next. Thanks for listening. We'll be back in about an hour or so.
Thank you for listening to this First Bank presentation of Evanston Lady Red Devil Volleyball. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. Check out mylocalradio.com for more live and archived games of Evanston and the surrounding area. Once again, thank you to all of our sponsors, and thank you for tuning in.